And what you're gonna do, so that one can bend up. So same thing, if you're used to doing straight leg raise with both legs out, just do it the same. I always have one leg bent, so I'm just keeping my protocol the same. So all you're gonna do without even thinking about it is you're just gonna lift your leg about 6 inches off the ground and then put it back down, okay? So when you're ready, good. When you did that, did you notice anything? No, so she could automatically manage that pressure fine. It's not like when she did that, there was a bulging, or you could see like her pelvis had to change positions in order to compensate for that, right? In some women in this early stage, right, because we're pretending we're dealing with this woman who's just had a cesarean birth, even just to do that task, lifting a long lever through space, they wouldn't be able to do it without compensating, right? So you might see that they go into a Valsalva, that their pelvic position changes, right? And so then you'd be thinking, okay, so we kind of are like working at that bottom rung to try to kind of get the scar tissue sorted out, to get the whole system functioning better. We gotta probably get their inner unit better. This woman was complaining about painful intercourse, her pelvic floor is really tight. We always see that after a cesarean birth. So there's other things with the canister that we know we have to work on. And when we do the straight leg raise and they can't automate those pressures, it sort of proves what we're already thinking. Does that make sense? But in this case, I mean, she's in pretty good shape, so I'm not surprised she could manage that, no problem. So I think, great, good. I'm gonna check out something else. So the next one let's check is tabletop, because we're using short lever for this, but this still, to lift up that second leg, is a task that requires pretty decent coordination and motor control. Okay, and if we have not good load transfer, we're not going to be able to do that without compensating the load, okay? So let's see where she's at on that one. So what you're going to do, I'm going to kind of take you through it, and then you're going to do it. You're going to lift this leg up to here, and then you're going to lift this leg up to here, and then you're going to come down and down, okay? And we're just going to see what happens, okay? So when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and do that. Good. Good. And come down and down. What did you notice with that?
Just harder.
Right, it was harder, but do you think like you could still do it okay?
I felt my pelvis wanted to do that.
Right, so you felt like your body was trying to compensate, but because you're a physio and you're aware of that, you were kind of countering that, okay? What I'm going to have you do this time is we're going to do a strategy that likely will control the pressures a little bit better. So what you're going to do is you're going to start an exhale before you float the first leg up, and you'll continue to exhale as you float it up. Then you'll inhale, you'll start to exhale before you float the second leg up, you'll continue to exhale while you float it up. So we're using that blow before you go strategy to see, does that kind of control things? So then she doesn't have to be sort of in mid-execution, be trying to compensate for it, okay? So let's see what that does. Good, and down, and put your legs down and down. So what did you feel with that? Did that feel different to you?
A little bit, but not that much.
Right, felt a bit different, but still not quite there. Is that fair, right? And that's kind of what I could feel. So then the last progression I would do is say, okay, well, what if she's exhaling and consciously contracting her pelvic floor to really get the core controlled? Can she manage it then, okay? So I'm gonna have you do that, okay? Exhale, lift up the pelvic floor, float the leg, good. Inhale, release. And then exhale, contract the pelvic floor, lift up the leg, and then come back down. And then, did that feel any different?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that she managed a lot better. It was much more uniform. So for her, I'd be saying, great. You were able to do that, manage your pressures well when you had that concerted thinking about the pelvic floor. That's where I want you to work, right? I want you to work at that limit of where you can control. Doing anything less than that, we're under training. Does that make sense? But because she really needed to concentrate to be able to do that, I know we're probably not past that. So I wouldn't even be thinking, okay, let's get your legs out straight and do a long lever task. Well, we know that's going to overwhelm the system. Does that make sense? So that's kind of what I would take through for the assessment. So we have a functional sense of what's happening, and then of course your interpretation of that functional capacity is giving you a lot of ideas in terms of where your treatment's going to be, right? And then we're tracking our numbers for progress for over time. Is that okay? Okay, so